about looking outwards to the rest of the world for inspiration, for new ideas that could change the way that we make buildings in the UK. We felt that it would be interesting to sort of reverse the process of a national pavilion. So instead of showcasing British architecture, we use the opportunity of the Biennale to bring back new ideas to the UK. There are 10 practices, 10 architectural teams involved in Venice Takeaway, and out of that come 10 proposals. This project really goes to the heart of what the British Council is about. That also relates to David Chipperfield's theme for this Biennale of common ground.
Exhibition open.
Speculations are important, ideas are important, and I think this was a great platform to get some ideas out there. Our research was translated by taking surveys, information, interviews, kind of our general feeling of what was happening in Taochangdi and Beijing, and kind of extracting principles of it in order to speculate about how a future village might operate in the UK. And it's those kind of abstracted principles that we've illustrated in our scroll.
CLUI is the Centre for Land Use Interpretation, which is an education resource in LA. We're setting up this organisation called BELA, the British Exploratory Land Archive, a surveying and digital archive of land use in the whole of the UK. We translated our research by translating stuff into made objects, into surveying equipment, into a hut and into an instrument that could be used by potential exploratory land users to look at the landscape of the UK.
One big thing I think the UK can learn from Brazil is the idea that a strong vision can lead to something that is really impactful, right from the scale of the city down to the scale of communities.
What we kind of I've learned from studying the SIAPI project is there was this clarity to come up with a proposal and really follow it through to its conclusion. And then that's seen all these different communities around Rio State that have been provided with a high quality school architecture that really improves the lives of the school children.
My name's Alex Torreca. I'm a professor of architecture, but I also have a practice called DRMM. We are represented in the Biennale to demonstrate what one can learn from the water skills of the Netherlands. There is a shortage of housing in the UK, but the reason for that is the lack of development land. The UK has a lot of flood risk areas, so this kind of proposal is perfect for unlocking these areas which historically you can't build on.
Our research was developed through meeting and interviewing a number of the original paper architects. Through these interviews and meeting these architects, we discussed the sort of state of the profession, the importance of competition, what it was like to be a young architect back then in comparison to today. We then came back, carried on our discussion, undertook further research and developed our idea through that.
My research looks at how architects in Argentina have a very entrepreneurial approach to practice. The idea came out that the research should actually be presented as a graphic novel, a comic strip, a way to perhaps in a light-hearted way address quite serious big issues for architectural practice, but in a questioning way.
Our proposal is a process that was carried out in Germany. It involved many international architects from different countries collaborating with architects in Berlin, and we intend to set up the same process of combining international dimension with local architects working together, regeneration, restitching of the areas of Belfast that really need, and seriously need fixed.
What we're interested in generically what regulation is for.
What it does, what it engenders, the architect's place within this kind of generic framework of regulation.
So what we were trying to offer, which I hope is unique, is a study of regulation which is not about the standards which it enforces, but rather the exceptions which it generates.
It's a privilege to be an architect in the UK because you have access to an international network and to things such as what we're doing today at the Biennale.
We wanted to examine the differing socio-political economic contexts through which architects are acting. Through discussions with ourselves and also contacts we already had, we realised that we could go to very specific places that would provide different scenarios in which architects work.
To research the works of Itsuko Hasegawa, she empowers people around her. We wrote 5 manifestos or concepts. What we did is actually to put those points into this installation we designed. We used the most economical minimum way to draw a space So this white line just goes around, that becomes a handrail at the balcony level, comes down and becomes a bench, and then it forms a planter area here.
So we've crafted something quite abstract, haven't we, that then becomes animated and comes to life with the people that come and use it.
We were hoping for champions of the project, so I hope that each project finds, you know, one or two people that can actually really help to make these proposals happen.